Tuesday night from 7, Manchester United against CSK is on Sky Sports 2. Chelsea play in Madrid on Sky Sports 3. As you can see, amongst the others playing on the night, Real. And all sorts going on there after their cup defeats last weekend. Wednesday night from 5, it's the Russian champions Rubin against Barcelona. Arsenal play Alkmaar, both those matches on Sky Sports 2. And it's Unirea against Rangers on Sky Sports 3. Amongst the others playing Wednesday, Jose's Inter. It's the Emirates for us this Saturday lunchtime. Arsenal and Tottenham. Spurs with the best away record in the Premier League. Nobody has scored more goals at home this season than Arsenal. So what then the price for a hat-trick this afternoon? Well, you can get shortest odds on Van Persie at 33 to 1. The last gunner to do it, Alan Sunderland back in 1998. Terry Dyson in 1961 was the last man from Tottenham to do it. But Peter Crouch has scored 3 against Arsenal during his career, and that was when he was in Liverpool Red.
I remember the first goal, Jermaine Pennant doing fantastically well down the right with Arbeloa and sliding the ball in for the right-footed goal. The second one being a fantastic ball from Fabio Aurelio for a header. The third one was my favourite. I just managed to Cruyff inside Toure. And then a left foot past Lehmann.
Crouch gets the hat-trick, the first of his club career.
It was a great day.
Perfect hat-trick, wasn't it?
Yeah, left foot, right foot and a header. I was pleased with it. And if you're suffering, with confidence problems, it's always nice to whack the DVD on and see that one again. Obviously that's gone, and I'd like to continue that, and if I can replicate something like that at the Emirates, it'd be amazing.
And if you cast your mind even further back, Spurs youth team against Arsenal youth team.
Yeah, I think when you're a striker, you don't forget many goals, and that's certainly one I don't forget. I think it was at Highbury, diving header, the under-19 youth final. We played against Arsenal, and we won the second leg 1-0, and that was the goal, and I was very pleased to score that one. That kind of game, obviously, I'll take anything, but a hat-trick or a diving header last minute and win the game, it's stuff you dream of in big games like this. You always know that it's a special occasion, everyone seems to tell you, any game they want to win in the whole season is probably the Arsenal game. It's a big game, obviously, a local derby, and one the players are well aware of that we need to win.
Robbie Keane threw some quotes out this week where he said that actually the squad that Tottenham have got means that they're now level with Arsenal, and he feels this will be the year that you can pull ahead of them. Do you see it that way?
I don't think we want to talk too much about how close we are, or if we're on the same level as them. They've proved time after time that they're a top 4 team, and I think if we can do our talking on the pitch and make sure we get as close as possible to them. I think we've got a squad that is very, very close to them, but we've got to prove that on the pitch and make sure we get results and try and break into that top 4.
Alan Smith, of course, wore the number 9 jersey during his career. Do you think he is still trying to persuade people he's a good player? And if indeed that's the case, why, after everything he's done?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's played for Liverpool. Benitez thought he was, or he didn't think he was good enough to keep him.
England, where his record's terrific.
It is terrific, yeah. I mean, some people say he's a flat-track bully, only scores against the lesser teams for England, but I've seen him score against big teams in big games for his club, obviously that Arsenal hat-trick, but he's a great squad player as well, Richard, in that he's a good lad who can come on and change the system.
He wouldn't want to be a great squad player.
No, I know he wouldn't. And probably what works against as well, he's easy to leave out. He's a good lad. He won't kick up too much of a fuss. I mean, he doesn't want to be out the side for long periods of time, but he will sit on the bench for you for 1 or 2 games and then come in, because not all players are like that. And I just wonder, even if Jermaine Defoe was available today because he's suspended, whether Peter Crouch would have played. I think Harry Redknapp might have been tempted to put him in there and just test those 2 centre-halves with that aerial threat of his.
The downside, would it be that you do tend to change a little? You go looking for him from places where you might not?
I think that's a problem sometimes for him. I think teams, when they go from deep areas and they try and find him, certainly they don't build. If you've got Crouchy in your side and you're getting close, 10 yards outside of the 18-yard box in wide areas, that's the time to go and hit him. Sometimes, in the build-up, you're hitting him from too deep and it's easier to defend. But I think if Spurs can get themselves, they've got Bentley in today, who's a very good crosser of the ball. If he can get the space to put crosses in, I think Crouch could be a real problem to Arsenal today.
He'll be okay when he gets a bit of confidence, won't he?
Spurs incidentally have drawn Manchester United in the Carling Cup quarter-finals. And it's Manchester City against Arsenal. So. Right, let's talk about Tottenham's away form. As we mentioned once or twice already this afternoon, it is currently the best in the Premier League.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way. Goodness me, what a devastating finish from Jermaine Defoe. Make it happen. Take the world in a loving fantastic. Fire all of the guns at once and explode into space. Like a true nature's child. We were born to be wild. We can climb so high. I never wanna die. Born to be wild. David scores! Yes! It's Toruka!
That, of course, is why Jermaine Defoe is not playing today. He's suspended as a result of that sending off at Portsmouth. On the road, played 5, lost just 1 at Chelsea. Now they sit 4th, of course, overall. Lost 3 at home to both Manchester United and Stoke now. Defoe is their top scorer, but of course missing this afternoon, so that honour today falls to Robbie Keane. 21 goals scored so far, 11 of them on the road. And goals conceded, the one of course against Stoke came in the last 10 minutes and proved to be very costly. It beat them at White Hart Lane. Here's Harry Redknapp with Andy Burton.
Harry, you bring with you the best Premier League away record in the league this season, and you've scored more goals away from home than you have at home. Do those stats suggest you can come here and win today?
Well, we'll certainly be having a go, and I mean we've picked a positive team as we always do, and we'll come here and give it our best shot to really take the game to them when we can. I mean, they're a terrific side, make no mistakes. They play some great football, and it's a difficult place to come and play. But two teams in form, two good teams. It's got to make it a great game.
In the year you've had at Tottenham, only Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool have got more points than you. This season you've made Tottenham's best ever start to a Premier League season. What's working for you right now here?
Good players, Andy, really performing to their ability. That's all you can do as a manager, get the best out of the players, and we've got some good players, and brought 3 or 4 in that have all done great as well. So it's about good players, and that's what we've got now.
Is that Bentley-Crouch combination key today? If you can get the right balls in and if he does the right things with them? Yeah,
I think so. I think Peter's very important to us today. You know, he's difficult to play against, and I think he can cause them problems if we get the right service up to him. You know, we're not going to be lumping it from every, that's not how we play, but when it is on to him with a good quality ball, we're going to look to get up to play them type of balls when we can.
I know you love good football. I know you love big games and passionate games. You're excited about this?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously, these are the games that you love and enjoy. You know, coming to the Emirates, fantastic stadium, local derby, 2 terrific football clubs. So it's got to make it a smashing game.
Let's hope so, Harry. Good luck.
Thank you.
Just to confirm that Carling Cup draw, both North London clubs on the road. It's Blackburn against Chelsea, Manchester City meet Arsenal, Manchester United against Tottenham, and the one at the bottom there, they probably settled for that, both Pompey and Villa. It's Portsmouth against Aston Villa. Why, in your opinion, Alan, will Arsenal win this today?
I think they've got the big players are in form. 2 centre-halves playing well. Robin van Persie is playing well, leading the line. And I think in Andre Arshavin, his first North London derby, I think he can be the little genius that will create something. I think they've got enough.
And do you believe that Tottenham can get anything out of this today?
I think I'd have been far more optimistic about it with Defoe. playing in the side and Lennon with the pace. I think Defoe showed in them away goals how he's a threat away from home. And if this fixture was 3 weeks ago, I would have fancied Spurs more, but they've just hit a little bit of poor form and missing key players. So it's going to be a tough afternoon for them.
So the top two North London's best two are primed and ready to go.
Let me tell you something. Look, maybe this.
Arsenal unbeaten in 19 on their territory, unbeaten in the last 16. Spurs have led in 8 of the last 13 and failed to finish them off. It's 16 years, 198 months if you like, 6,017 days since Spurs last beat Arsenal. That's a long, long time. Our match commentators Andy Gray and Rob Hawthorne.
And Manuel Almunia is back as Arsenal's number one. After leaving the issue an open question overnight, Arsene Wenger restores him following a 10-game absence. The back four is the same as for the draw at West Ham, with a 9-goal central defensive partnership of Gallas and Vermaelen, though neither fullback has scored this season. The only other outfield player in this team yet to score this season is Alex Song, who forms part of the midfield trio. Nicholas Bentner retains his place after scoring in Wednesday's Carling Cup win over Liverpool. He replaces Emmanuel Eboué in the only change to the team at Upton Park apart from the goalkeeper. Eboué and Manoni are on the bench along with Samir Nasri, who's yet to play in the league this season.
Well, it's becoming a very, very familiar Arsenal lineup, this. Formation-wise, I'm talking about. Since Adebayor's departure, he's settled in this very fluid front three. Bentner in today, there's no doubt Eboué would work as hard, probably a lot harder than Bentner, but would he be much of a goal threat? I don't think so. Bentner's in because he does pose a goal threat from this wide area. Shavin we know equally from the left, and as Alan Smith is saying, Van Persie really took a while to get started this season, but really in top form at the moment. It's a very talented and mobile midfield trio there as well. Fabregas will get forward, so will Diaby. Don't be surprised if he gets forward as well. Song, the one who will probably sit and be more disciplined of all of them. Gallas and Vermaelen, they are playing well, but a big test today in how they cope with Peter Crouch's aerial ability.
Well, last year the doubts were about the Tottenham goalkeeping position, but Aurelio Gomez is now firmly established. The back four shows one change from the Stoke defeat, with Ledley King back from illness to take over from Jonathan Woodgate, who went off injured in that match. David Bentley's first league start of the year is against his old club, and in a fixture that he lit up so brilliantly last year. Jermaine Jenas too has a good recent record in this game. It's Peter Crouch's first senior appearance in a North London derby, though he's played in big neighbourly scraps elsewhere in the country. And is this stronger than the Arsenal bench? Well, you decide. Youth team goalkeeper David Button, recalled from Crewe, is there because Carlo Cudicini's injured, but he's alongside 5 full internationals and Michael Dawson, who's been in the England squad.
Well, better, I don't know. More experienced, yes. I would have to concede that. Now, Harry tells us that this is a lineup we're starting with. When you came up and told me that, I was a little surprised. Sat in the studio looking at this, I would have thought certainly Bentley will play further up, and if I looked at those three in midfield, I would have guessed, just sitting here, that he would play 3 narrow as well, and ask Robbie Keane to work the left side if he can. There may be times when Robbie goes back there and plays there, and Palacios tucks in one. But as I've said, if Harry says he's going to start with Palacios left, I'll be a little surprised. It's a little lopsided in my opinion, doing that. So keep your eye on the Tottenham lineup as the game progresses.
Arsene Wenger now has to cope with noisy neighbours. It's Arsenal against Spurs, and it's coming live next.
Lunchtime with North London derby, Arsenal against Spurs in high definition on HD1, channel 408.
Sonya's throw. Sonya's ball in, Van Persie! it does squeeze beneath the goalkeeper. And Robin van Persie breaks through the Tottenham barricade.
Well, what a frustrating afternoon it's been for Robin van Persie. Bassong's messed him about, frustrated him, niggled at him. But if you keep going and you're a front man, all you need to do is get the advantage once. And you can make it count, and that's exactly what happens. They don't really close the cross down quick enough. That's the first problem. And then he attacks the ball really, really well, Robin van Persie. From 6 to 7 yards, get a good contact, which he does. Place it down to the ground and it makes it hugely difficult for the goalkeeper. And this time the supporters that got behind the goal can stay up.
And they're through again, it's Fabregas! What an end to the half for Arsenal! Frustrated for so long, 2 strikes as quick as lightning!
Well, who said this one wouldn't be as exciting as last year's? What on earth are Tottenham thinking about? Okay, they'll be disappointed. But react, someone, react. No, not good enough from a Premier League side to be picked apart. Yes, he's a talented young player, but you have to do better than that when you've just conceded. But take the hat off to little Cesc Fabregas. He jumped all over Tottenham at a time when they were feeling sorry for themselves, and now they're doubly sorry.
Well, Spurs barely had time to draw breath and take in the implications of that Van Persie goal when Fabregas was striking a second past them. And the earlier good work of Gomez in keeping out Fabregas's previous effort. So much promise still in the second half, but it's Arsenal 2, Tottenham 0.
Funny that, Rob. Alan Smith just made the very same point. 2-0 Arsenal can be vulnerable. Spurs had done a job on them, which had pleased Glenn Hoddle for 40 minutes or so. Then came Van Persie, and then 11 seconds after that came Cesc Fabregas. 2-0 Arsenal. We'll play Football First tonight. Game of the day starts at 8:25 on Sky Sports 1. And it's to match choice via the red button at 10:15. Alan, are you happy or nervous?
No, Arsenal will not continue to concede 2-goal advantages. Hadn't been in it for large periods, hadn't played the football that they can. But I just thought it was a little snapshot, Richard, of what it takes to, do well in this league. It's concentration, and Arsenal absolutely leapt on the lack of concentration and just clinical. It's such a poor one, isn't it? 2 against 1 on the throw. It's so easy, isn't it, Glenn, to curl it in?
So easy. They've just switched off. It's a schoolboy error and it's been self-inflicted. What Tottenham have done for 42 minutes just goes out the window. And Ledley can't get across there in front. It's good forward play. He's got across the front of Ledley King.
Yeah.
But where's your left-sided centre-half should be shutting the front door.
Andy wasn't critical of the keeper?
I wouldn't be. I know you were, but he was quite a close in and it was a good contact. And I really wouldn't be. Down there, it's a difficult one. I mean, funnily enough, we were saying, weren't we, Glenn, the only moments Arsenal had, the good moments, were because Tottenham had gifted them the ball and they just couldn't get into
Which is exactly what happened, of course, from the kick-off. 11 seconds after they'd scored, Arsenal did it again. Now, if that was poor, what about this?
This is incredible. I mean, this is just footballing suicide. how you can dive in here, and then Ledley, of all people, dives in again to try and make up the mistake of his mate. Great finish, great finish. But if those two guys just stay on their feet, that goal's never scored in a million years. And it's a dreadful, dreadful
so sloppy,
way.
isn't it? You'd expect Ledley to just stay side on there and use his pace.
Are we giving enough credit to Fabregas for the way he stole it and then finished?
Well, we should give him credit because he was just like a dog with a bone, right on it so quickly, and he's in amongst the goals this year. What's that? He's 6, something like that. Invaluable for midfield.
Lovely the
play.
way his body shape shows the keeper on going that side, and then he just plays in them.
What do you do in the Tottenham dressing room? Are you still steaming because of what's happened, or can you get your head straight, clear, and say, okay, let's go again?
That's when the manager has to decide what half time. I mean, apart from that last 2 minutes, he goes in there at 0-0, Harry, and he's saying, well done, lads, just exactly what we ordered. The same thing happened at Chelsea. They played extremely well, had better chances at Chelsea over at the Bridge. Could have been 2 up. They conceded just before half time, if you remember, on the back post, I think, and they fell apart second half. And this is what they've got to improve on. They've got to be mentally stronger, because they played very well first half. They nullified Arsenal. Arsenal didn't get round the back of them easily. Everything they give them on a plate. Tottenham gave them 2 other chances.
Presumably Harry Redknapp's telling his team Arsenal are at 2-0, can be punished. Will Arsene Wenger be making the very same point? Careful now.
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, he'll want to go on and get the 3rd, and then he'll feel safe. I mean, from Tottenham's point of view, it's almost about belief, isn't it? They've gone out there and they've given it the best shot. They haven't scored, and then they've been caught. And in the dressing room now, they'll be thinking, are we good enough to compete with this Arsenal side? Are we really good enough? Whether Harry changes the formation, pushes Robbie Keane up there with...
I think Cranchar will come on. Cranchar will come on. He can open up things, but... my word, they'll be regretting those 2 minutes.
4-2 it was a year ago to Arsenal, and Spurs still got a point out of it. So there's hope yet. And as we've said, with Arsenal, 2-0 is rarely enough. Not never, rarely enough. There's plenty left in it. But a real variety of Spanish football coming later. First up, it's the second half of Real Madrid against Getafe at 5:15 on Sky Sports 3, and Real coming off the back of that shocking cup defeat. Osasuna meet Barcelona from 7. Barca 3 points clear at the moment at the top of La Liga. Again, that's on Sky Sports 3 and available in high definition on HD3. And to round it all off, it's Athletic Bilbao against Atletico Madrid at 9 on the same channel. Well, for 40 minutes, Spurs had done a job on Arsenal. Robin van Persie got the opener, and 11 seconds of playing time later, Cesc Fabregas gave Arsenal a 2-0 lead. Now, how many times have we said it? The next goal is very important, isn't it?
It is. We saw it at Upton Park, didn't we, last Sunday when West Ham got that one back, and that will be in the Arsenal defenders' minds if they do concede. So I think Arsene Wenger will just urging them to be positive, forget what the scoreline is, just try and get the 3rd goal.
And will Tottenham remember what they did here a year ago?
Yeah, I think
take inspiration from coming back then?
Yeah, of course they can take inspiration on that. The sad thing for them is they shouldn't be in this position. They played well enough to be 0-0, and they're not. They're 2-0 down. Now they've got to show some character, some true character. And whether he'll change it from half-time, Harry, I'm sure.
Here's Sanya. Tackled by Suakoto, the referee has let play carry on. Despite the linesman flagging, it's Sanya's cross, and it's in! A mix-up between King and Gomez, and the ball ends up in the back of the net as Van Persie wheels away to celebrate the goal that surely earns the points for Arsenal.
Well, just play to the whistle comes to mind. But Gomez, who's playing well today, and Ledley King, such an experienced defender, just make a mess of this. That's a foul on Eduardo, no doubt, but Sanya sees the flag but doesn't hear the whistle, and from there you've got to cut that out between them. I mean, it's eye of a needle stuff from Sanya to get this between Ledley King and the goalkeeper, but somehow it finds its way through. I don't think Van Persie expects this to reach him through the legs of Ledley King. Maybe the goalkeeper's fingertips put it there. But a very...
Well, defensive lap. Arsenal top dogs in North London again. 20 league games unbeaten now against their rivals. 2 quick-fire goals in the first half from Van Persie and Fabregas. Another in the second half from Robin Van Persie. Arsenal 3, Tottenham 0.
Yeah, they've done it again for the 6th home game in a row, 3 or more for the Gunners. A 3rd clean sheet of the season, that will please them as much. The 3 points take Arsene Wenger, as we've said, to 1,000. It all looks very good right now around the Emirates as Arsenal take 2nd and go to within 2 points of the leaders. Tottenham stay 4th. If results elsewhere today go against them, they could finish the weekend as low as 8th. Tomorrow, live from the Scottish Premier League, it's Dundee United and Rangers from 12:30 on Sky Sports 3 and in high definition on HD3. Super Sunday, we're with Birmingham and Manchester City from 3:30 on Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Alan Smith and Glenn Hoddle are with us. Their reaction when we come back. What a day for Arsene Wenger. A hard-earned win. The occasional smile, a little bit of frustration along the way and a dad dance to go with it.